It's a pleasure to follow the Noble Lord Volks of Harraden and to speak in favour of Amendments 75A and 79A, to which I've attached my name, and which Noble Lords will see have a rather broad spread of support in political terms. Perhaps not the broadest I've ever seen, but certainly up there. And I must also pay tribute to the organisation Justice, a cross-party law reform and human rights organisation that's the UK section of the International Commission of Jurists, who've been most determined in ensuring that these issues are raised in this bill in this context. And these are issues that I've already addressed in the main chamber in a number of amendments that I tabled myself and spoke to in the Employment Rights Bill. And I'm not going to repeat the whole set of things that I said there, but I rather cross-reference those. And also, if Noble Lords want to find out more about this, an excellent book by the researcher Shannon Valor, The AI Mirror, which is a very useful metaphor for understanding the risks whereby we live in a biased society in which those biases risk being reflected back to us and magnified by the use of artificial intelligence, by the use of algorithms, and that's very much what these two amendments seek to address. Now, the Noble Lord has already given us two international examples of where using AI, using algorithms, using stereotypes and generalisations in investigations have gone horribly wrong. I have to add a third one to this, which is the infamous case in Australia of Robodebt. And this was an automated debt recovery and assessment program from the rough equivalent of the DWP that was exercised in Australia. There was controversy before its implementation, through its implementation, and it was an unmitigated disaster. And I'd point the Noble Lady, the Minister, and others to the fact that there was a Royal Commission in Australia which said this has been a costly failure of public administration in both human and economic terms, end quote, and to note that the House of Representatives in Australia actually passed a public apology to those huge numbers of people who've been affected. So in a way, I would argue that these amendments are a protection for the government, that this is written here into the law. There's really a stop that says, no, we can't allow things to run out of control as the way in which we've seen so many international examples. So I think these are truly important amendments. I hope we might hear positive things from the Noble Lady the Minister, but if not, I think these are issues we're going to have to keep pursuing, as we're going to have to keep pursuing them right across the spectrum of... I was very taken, Hansard won't record the tone of voice in which the Noble Lord Volks said the government wishes to mainline AI, but I think it's important to note that that is a concerning approach being taken by the government to the whole issue of artificial so-called intelligence. My Lords.